This is more about living in the time of the coronavirus epidemic, except it's about half a year ago, said in that time. A secretary in the PM's cabinet is saying that one of the main causes of the collapse of the high-rise condominium in Miami was global warming due to man-made climate change. The PM himself blames everything on global warming and the trumpet. On the internet, I just heard Buddy Guy sing, "Oh, I've been mistreated, and you know just what I'm talking about." Yes, I did. The PM continues to push the vaccines. He says that he is concerned that non-vaccinated people will become infected by one of the variants and then pass it on to someone else who has not been vaccinated. My question is, why should we care? If we, the vaccinated, are safe, why do we care? Especially if it's their choice. I'm lost on this. I can't follow it. This is the July 4th weekend. Despite high gas prices and limited access to cars, people are going to travel. People vaccinated and not vaccinated. The experts are predicting a surge in variant cases. Many people do not care. Somebody was trying to poo-poo all the global warming stuff. It was on the radio, and he said that the surface of the ocean was rising at the rate of perhaps a foot in 100 years. And as I was listening to this, I was wondering how much water in volume it would take to raise the surface of the oceans on Earth a foot. There is a barrage of ads on the radio for the cure of erectile dysfunction. I guess that tells you a lot about the age of the average radio listener. Anyway, the latest one claimed that their treatment would get you going for 30, 60, 90 minutes and longer. 90 minutes? An hour and a half. That's like the rise of a foot on the ocean's surface. 90 minutes. I pictured the lady after 15 minutes of this going on. He's going on and she's screaming, and not because of what you might think. At 30 minutes, she can't remember what it is that she is doing. At 45 minutes, that's halfway there. If she has a phone, she's dialing 911. At the hour mark, she finds herself thinking about lobster mac and cheese. An hour and 15 minutes, she's completely numb. She doesn't even know who she is. An hour and a half. Again, if she has a phone, she's playing a video game. No phone, she's asleep. He's still going. He's like that battery bunny. That's 90 minutes. Imagine longer. And that's just the first time. The second time he tries this, she tells him she has gotten a concealed carry license and she is packing. Fair warning. The PM is taking full credit for creating 3 million jobs since his election, calling it the greatest economic recovery in history. Most of it is people moving back into the jobs they lost in the epidemic. And many business sectors are crying out to hire people. They're desperate, but the PM, he's out there creating jobs. Don't argue with him. A while ago, I was pleasantly surprised and almost encouraged when the Senate voted against a formal investigation into the activities on January 6th of this year. Now, however, the other shoe has dropped. The swamp has spoken. The House voted in favor of a thorough investigation, quote, "so we will know what really happened and so that it will never happen again, unquote. House members will no doubt be ordering new suits and dresses for what promises to be an extensive and extended celebration of righteousness and justice. Meanwhile, our nation slides into deterioration, and if I were being helpful, I might indicate to the no doubt blue ribbon investigators that this drift into entropy and decay was one of the driving forces behind what happened on that day, January 6th. Those insurrectionists were tired of constant pointless investigations and do-nothing government, and all of them, fat cats, the swamp. But the dummy craps don't care about that. They will focus on how shameless and violent the protesters were. They will ignore what they were protesting against, and by the time they will have concluded their magnificent efforts, I expect that I will feel very much like the lady who has reached the 90-minute mark, and longer. I've been having a little bad luck lately. It started when I was reading 2 books by the author Charles Grodin. He died as I was reading them. Then I had a memoir by Larry McMurtry. As I was reading it, I got to feeling funny, so I went to Google, and sure enough, he died a few months ago. Today I stopped and watched a video of Harold Ramis talking about Groundhog Day, the movie. He directed it. Andie MacDowell was talking about how lucky she was to have worked with him, how kind and generous he was. So it was no surprise that at the end of the video came the sign, R.I.P. Harold Ramis. Sure, we all go there, but I'm getting the feeling that the pins start falling the moment I walk in the room. Voodoo or coincidence? All the good cops say, I don't believe in coincidence. Maybe I'm cursed.